Right, Kev, so a 3-2 win today. What was your overriding emotion at full time? What was you feeling at a final whistle?
Delighted, obviously. To find ourselves 2-0 down with 16 minutes to play effectively. I did believe we'd still get something. I felt at 2-0 down, I still thought we were the better side. I can't think of any note that Liam Campbell's had to save. And we've obviously scored 2 own goals. So, I felt we were the better side. I felt we had created enough chances. And I believed that we'd get something out of it. And ultimately, we did at the end there.
Going to the start of the game and the lineup and the formation and whatever, a few changes in terms of personnel, and how do you feel that affected the game, making those changes to the starting lineup?
The week we had prior, obviously we had a free week last week, but the week we had prior to that, there couldn't be anybody that could complain that they came out the side. There's a couple of guys that have Sparky, McConnell and Callum Pitt have been really, really patient. They've waited their turn. They've been very professional in everything they've done in terms of their training. And they were due their chance. Both played last Saturday in the bounce game, and both took their chance, and they both wanted a start today. And I thought that both of them defended really, really well against a big physical striker. He was a handful, and particularly Sparky. I thought Sparky was outstanding.
I guess the other side of that tactical change was being able to bring on some substitutes that maybe would have otherwise been starting the game and change the game with those substitutions. Were you happy with the impact the guys made off the bench today?
Yeah, delighted. We had a plan to play a certain way. We knew the conditions weren't going to be conducive, so we played a way that we wanted to get the ball wide, wanted to get crosses into the box, and we'd done that in the first half in abundance. And we knew though that asking the wide players that we'd have to change them at some stage. It's a big shift asking them to get them down that side there and put crosses into the box and then come back and defend. So we knew we had to change that. So it was getting the timing right. But I thought all the substitutes contributed today. And it's not very often that you're not getting Jamie Piper and Scott Taylor Mackenzie on the park. So they were professional. They'd done what they needed to do. They were supportive in their teammates, and I can't give the boys enough credit for that fight that we've shown numerous times now. I think obviously last week we kind of capitulated a little bit, but 9 times out of 10 they have that spirited fight back. I'd love to be in a position when we're 2 or 3-0 up, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But we've got that fight and that spirit and that togetherness that we have shown multiple times. I
guess you're very experienced as a player and as a manager now as well. In terms of coming from 2-0 down to 3-2 last quarter of an hour, how much of that is a psychological challenge for a team as opposed to a tactical or a skill one?
It is. At the start of the season, we were questioning the players' psychology, and a mentality that we kind of capitulated, probably at the tail end of last season, and at the start of this season we had some times where we questioned them. You and I have had the conversation, how do we fix it, and the mentality that they've shown again more than once is outstanding, and they just have that inner belief that they can get something out of it. When I can't give Bucks enough credit. When you've got somebody Bucks' quality and the amount of goals he's scored in football, in Scottish football, to have him as a weapon, to bring him on the pitch 15-20 minutes ago. He'll hate me saying this, but that's a great asset when you've got somebody his calibre to bring on the pitch 20 minutes to go. And at 40-year-old, I'm probably sure he's never scored another kick in his life. I certainly haven't. So, he's managed that, and he's a great asset, and he's someone that will score goals whatever level or whatever team he plays for. So that's a massive benefit to us.
Cheeky question here, but Scott McTominay's overhead kick or Liam Buchanan's overhead kick, which one's your favourite from this week?
McTominay's 100%. Bucks was lucky.
Last question. A bit of a different challenge next week in that we go and play a Cali Brave side. We've already played twice this season and once this month already. How does that affect your preparation for a game, playing a side that you've recently seen us play against and obviously looking to turn around a better result than previous two?
When I think back to the Cali Braves, you know, I didn't think there was a lot in the game at the time. You know, they allowed us to have the ball. Our slackness on the ball was what caused us problems, particularly the game here. So we need to just be better on the ball. You know, in terms of shape and tactically, that doesn't impact how good you are on the ball. So we need to be better. We need to look after the ball better. Playing on the AstroTurf will probably suit us at this time of year. You know, playing that cut up today. You know, Ross has got a hard job on his hands now. That cut up, and it wasn't conducive for anybody to play any football today. So, you know, it was a case of getting the ball forward as quick as you can, as Gretna did. They got the balls as forward as quick as they can and try and play off second balls, and that's just good preparation. And you know, it'll be a different game at Cali Braves.
Brilliant. Thanks, Kev.
Thank you.